Wow, has your home started to feel crowded with stuff everywhere? Piles of shoes by the door, drawers full of clothes you never wear, and little items scattered all over the shelves. It can feel overwhelming, right? I used to feel the same way, never knowing where to start or which things to let go first. Over the years, I've learned that holding on to too many items creates stress and makes a home feel smaller than it really is. The good news is decluttering doesn't have to be scary. In this video, I'm going to share with you the kinds of things you really should consider, removing, donating, or recycling, so your home feels light, organized, and welcoming. I've tried these methods myself, and I can honestly say I've never regretted letting go. The difference in how my home feels is incredible. Watch closely and don't forget to like, comment, and share your own decluttering experiences. I'd love to hear them. Decorations and keepsakes can add personality to a home, but over time, they often become a source of clutter rather than joy. I've found that the key is to keep only what truly enhances your space and brings you happiness. Artwork, for instance, is something many of us collect with the best intentions, but it's easy for pieces to sit in a corner or a closet, never actually displayed. My rule is simple: either hang it up where you can enjoy it or pass it on to someone who will. There's no reason to hold on to items that just take up space. Gifts can be particularly tricky. We often keep them out of guilt or sentiment, but I've realized that the person who gave them probably wouldn't want them sitting unused in my home. I've learned to keep only the gifts I genuinely love and use, and either donate or give away the rest. Doing this not only frees up physical space, but also gives those items a chance to be appreciated by someone else. Plants are another category where balance is essential. I love having greenery around, but I've had to come to terms with the fact that I can't care for every plant I acquire. Overgrown or neglected plants create stress rather than serenity. Now I keep a manageable number and give away any extras. It feels wonderful to see friends enjoy them, and it lightens the load in my own home. Other decorative items, knickknacks, picture frames, pillows, throw blankets, vases can quickly multiply and make a home feel chaotic. I go through these periodically, keeping only what is beautiful, functional, or meaningful. The rest either gets donated, gifted, or recycled. Organizing the remaining items neatly also makes a surprising difference in how calm the space feels. The principle I follow is this: surround yourself with items that bring joy, beauty, or function. Anything extra, even if it once had sentimental value, can contribute to visual noise and stress. Letting go of these things has been incredibly freeing for me. Each item I release not only creates physical space, but also a sense of mental clarity. A home with fewer decorations, but ones chosen thoughtfully, feels more spacious, peaceful, and inviting. It's a small but powerful step toward a lifestyle that feels intentional and harmonious. Now that we've tackled your decor and keepsakes, let's move on to another major clutter culprit: shoes and clothes. You'll be surprised how much space you can free up. Tomorrow I'll share practical tips on clearing out everyday items you might be holding on to without even realizing it. Things that aren't adding value to your life. You won't want to miss this video packed with simple, useful decluttering strategies that will help you create a calmer, more organized home. When it comes to creating a home that feels calm and spacious, one of the first areas I always tackle is shoes and clothing. Over the years, I've learned that even small items we rarely wear can create a lot of mental clutter. Shoes, for example, are an easy starting point. Those that give you blisters, are uncomfortable, or simply don't fit your current lifestyle, let them go. I used to hold on to a few pairs just because they were beautiful, but every time I saw them in my closet, I felt this little pang of stress. Removing them freed up space and made getting dressed in the morning a lot more joyful. Clothing is another big contributor to clutter. I recommend going through your wardrobe and separating items that are torn, stained, or simply too old. Old t-shirts, for instance, can be repurposed as cleaning rags, which is a simple way to recycle while reducing clutter. Backup underwear, extra sweaters, or any clothes you rarely touch are also worth reconsidering. It can be hard to part with things, especially if they were gifts or hold sentimental value, but keeping too many just in case items often creates chaos rather than comfort. Special occasion outfits or sentimental pieces deserve extra thought. I've held on to dresses or jackets for years thinking I might wear them again or out of nostalgia, only to find they never left the back of my closet. My approach now is honest if I'm not actually wearing it. I give it away, sell it, or donate it. Accessories too. Belts, scarves, or hangers that are outdated or unused should be streamlined. Holding on to them just because we feel we might need them someday rarely pays off. The principle I follow is simple: keep what you truly wear and love and let the rest go. Donating or selling these items not only clears physical space, but also creates a sense of mental relief. Each piece you release is a small victory toward a home that feels open, calm, and manageable. Over time, these small decisions accumulate, and you'll notice your wardrobe and your mind feeling lighter, easier, and more aligned with your current life. We've made a start with some items, but there's plenty more around your home waiting to be decluttered. Personal care and beauty items are easy to accumulate, yet they can quickly create clutter if not managed thoughtfully. Over the years, I've learned that the key is to focus on what I actually use daily and to let go of the rest. Hair accessories, for example, tend to multiply without us realizing it. I used to have a drawer full of hair ties, clamps, and pins that I never reached for. Now I keep only the pieces I use regularly neatly organized in a small container. It's such a relief to know exactly where everything is when I need it rather than digging through a messy pile. Small tools like nail clippers, bobby pins, and safety pins can also cause hidden clutter. My habit is to return them to a designated makeup bag or personal care box immediately after use. It's a simple step, but it prevents these tiny items from scattering around the house and creating unnecessary stress. I've found that even small routines like this make a big difference in how organized and calm my space feels. Hair products and makeup are another area that requires honesty. Over time, I accumulated bottles of shampoos I never liked, creams I didn't finish, and makeup products that were long past their prime. Letting go of expired or unused items was surprisingly freeing. Sometimes I pass still good products to family or friends, which feels good because the items get used and appreciated rather than wasted. The rule I follow is simple: if I haven't used it in the past few months, it's time to let it go. Jewelry is often sentimental, but I've learned to focus on what truly fits my style and daily life. I keep pieces that I wear often or that have a strong personal meaning. The rest out of style or seldom worn items either get gifted or donated. This approach not only reduces clutter, but also makes it easier to find and enjoy the pieces I love. The principle I live by is to keep what serves me daily and what brings me joy, and to remove anything extra. By letting go of unused or expired beauty products and accessories, my space feels lighter and more intentional. I've found that this not only makes my home feel tidier, but also helps me feel more organized and confident in my daily routines. Every time I clear out items I don't need, it's like giving myself a small gift of clarity and calm. Decluttering doesn't stop here. Let's see what other everyday items might be quietly crowding your space. Kitchen clutter can quietly build up, but over the years I've learned that keeping a tidy kitchen makes cooking and daily life so much easier. One of the first things I focus on is expired or old food. It's tempting to hold on to condiments, snacks, or frozen meals just in case, but realistically, if we're not going to eat them, they're only taking up space and adding stress. My approach is simple: if it's still good, enjoy it. If it's expired or unwanted, toss it. Doing this regularly keeps the fridge and pantry clean and makes cooking feel much more enjoyable. Tupperware is another area where clutter sneaks in. I used to have mismatched containers stacked everywhere, making it hard to find lids or sets. Now I keep just enough containers for my needs, always matching lids with boxes, and remove any extras I no longer use. This small adjustment has made meal prep so much smoother and reduces that constant feeling of kitchen chaos. When it comes to kitchen tools and appliances, I try to be honest about what I actually use. That bread maker that sat on my counter for years gone. The tiny waffle iron I used once donated. Keeping only the tools I use frequently frees up counter space and makes the kitchen feel calm and open. For appliances I don't use daily, I store them in cabinets or drawers rather than leaving them out where they crowd the space. Mugs, glasses, and small pots are another area to evaluate. I've noticed it's easy to collect sets just in case, but I've learned to keep only a reasonable number that fits my lifestyle. Extras that sit unused just gather dust and make cabinets feel crowded. The principle I follow in the kitchen is simple: keep what I use, what I love, and what makes cooking easier. Everything else, whether it's old food excess containers or rarely used tools, should either be consumed, donated, or discarded. When my kitchen is organized and light cooking becomes a pleasure instead of a chore, and I feel more motivated to try new recipes or simply enjoy a quiet cup of tea. Over time, maintaining this habit has made me appreciate the clarity and calm a well-organized kitchen can bring. Decluttering here is not just about making space. It's about creating an environment that feels intentional, practical, and welcoming every single day. Some things are easy to spot, but many more are hiding in plain sight. Time to find them. Technology has a way of piling up in our homes without us even noticing. Old phones, gadgets, and accessories often sit in drawers or cupboards, quietly taking up space and adding unnecessary mental clutter. I've been guilty of holding on to outdated devices just in case. But over time, I realized that keeping them only creates stress. My approach now is simple. If I no longer use a device, I either sell it, recycle it responsibly, or donate it to someone who can put it to use. Letting go of old technology not only frees up physical space, but also gives a sense of mental relief. Boxes, cases, and miscellaneous accessories are another common clutter culprit. When we first unbox new products, it's tempting to keep all the packaging and extras, thinking they might be useful someday. I used to have piles of iPhone boxes, charger cords, and miscellaneous adapters tucked away for years. Now I keep only the essential items I actually use and discard the rest. This small habit dramatically reduces clutter and keeps my drawers and shelves tidy. CDs, video games, and other media storage items are often sentimental or nostalgic, which makes them harder to part with. I've found that digitizing music, movies, and games where possible is a practical solution. Old CDs and game cases that aren't actively used can be donated or recycled, which makes the space feel lighter and more organized. It's amazing how much room can be reclaimed just by thoughtfully evaluating what we truly need to keep versus what's merely occupying space. The principle I follow with technology and storage items is to focus on necessity and utility. Keeping outdated or duplicate gadgets rarely benefits anyone. By consciously removing these items, the home feels less crowded and it's easier to find and access the technology I actually use. There's also a sense of clarity and calm that comes from decluttering this category. It reduces visual noise and creates a more functional, enjoyable environment. Decluttering technology isn't just about the physical objects. It's about reducing stress and creating space for what truly matters. Whether it's clearing drawers, organizing cords, or responsibly recycling old electronics, taking small but consistent steps helps maintain a home that's both practical and peaceful. Over the years, I've found that a clear, intentional approach to technology allows me to feel more in control of my environment and more present in my daily life. Every corner of your home holds potential for extra space. Here's what to check next. Household items have a funny way of quietly taking over our living spaces. Over the years, I've noticed how old, broken, or unused items, whether it's a cracked vase, a worn-out towel, or a candle that has long burned out, can clutter a home and create unnecessary stress. My rule of thumb is simple: if it's broken or you haven't used it in months, it's time to let it go. Removing these items not only frees up space, but also makes everyday living more functional and enjoyable. Blankets, towels, candles, and bottles often accumulate without us realizing it. I used to have a corner in my house stacked with old towels that were too worn to use and spare candles that I never lit. What I've learned is that these items can be repurposed when possible. For instance, old towels can become cleaning rags. But anything truly surplus should either be donated or recycled. By being honest with myself about what I actually need, I've been able to create more breathing room in my home, making it feel lighter and more organized. Duplicate tools and household gadgets are another source of clutter. Over time, it's easy to accumulate multiple screwdrivers, hammers, or kitchen utensils just in case. I've gone through my own tool collection and realized that I didn't need 3 identical screwdrivers. Now I keep only what I use regularly and donate or recycle the extras. This approach saves space and prevents the frustration of digging through drawers for something I rarely use. The principle I follow for household and utility items is to focus on necessity and practicality. Items should serve a purpose or bring joy, and anything beyond that is just taking up space. Keeping only the essentials allows me to move around more freely, clean efficiently, and feel a sense of calm in my home. The difference between a cluttered space and a well-organized one is incredible, not just visually, but emotionally too. Decluttering these everyday items isn't about perfection. It's about creating a home that supports a peaceful and functional lifestyle. By regularly assessing what we truly need, we can keep only what's necessary, donate what others can use, and responsibly dispose of the rest. Over time, this practice has taught me that less truly is more. A tidy, well-maintained home doesn't just look nicer, it feels better to live in. It's liberating to know that every item has a purpose and everything else has a new home or has been let go. Next up, let's explore more items that quietly take up space and energy in your home. Books, planners, and papers often carry memories and a sense of accomplishment, but over time they can quietly crowd our spaces. I've learned that old planners and calendars, for example, often just sit on shelves collecting dust. While I used to keep them because I like to reminisce about past years, in reality, I rarely looked back at them. Now my approach is to go through each planner and calendar and only keep the ones I genuinely reference or need. The rest I recycle. It's liberating to let go, knowing that I'm making space for what's truly useful. Travel guidebooks are another category that can accumulate quickly. I used to have a small library of guides for trips I dreamed of taking or ones I took years ago. Most of the time, the information was outdated or I simply didn't need it anymore because I could find everything online. Donating guidebooks or passing them to friends planning similar trips has been a wonderful way to give them a second life, and it's satisfying to know they're being used rather than sitting on my shelf. Even suitcases can become a source of hidden clutter. I had multiple backup suitcases, some with holes or barely used, that just took up precious storage space. Over the years, I realized that keeping 1 or 2 functional suitcases is more than enough. The extras were either donated or recycled, and it felt surprisingly freeing. Now my storage space feels less chaotic, and I can actually see what I have, making travel preparation much simpler. The principle I follow with books, papers, and travel gear is clarity and purpose. Only keep what is necessary, functional, or actively used. Everything else is either donated, sold, or recycled. By regularly reassessing these items, my home has become not just tidier, but more intentional. There's a sense of mental relief that comes with seeing open shelves, organized papers, and neatly stored luggage. It's almost as if the physical space supports a calmer, more focused mind. Decluttering in this area reminds me that keeping memories doesn't require holding on to everything physically. Photos can be digital notes, can be scanned, and guides can be borrowed or downloaded. Less really is more. By letting go of excess books, planners, and unused travel gear, I've created a home that is lighter, more organized, and genuinely functional, where each item earns its place. So there you have it. The 7 groups of 50 items that you should consider decluttering to make your home not only clean and organized, but also light, airy, and peaceful. Removing these items doesn't just create physical space, it brings a sense of mental clarity, calm, and freedom that can transform the way you feel in your own home. I've followed these steps myself, and I can honestly say it's made a huge difference. My home feels more welcoming, easier to maintain, and every corner has a purpose. If you've been dreaming of a home that always feels fresh, tidy, and comfortable, take these tips to heart. Decluttering isn't about perfection, it's about keeping what truly matters and letting go of what no longer serves you. For those who want to take it even further, I have a special video about 53 items people often overlook when decluttering. Make sure to check it out right after this video to continue creating a stress-free, functional space. And of course, if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. You deserve a home where every item has a purpose, every corner feels calm, and every day feels a little lighter. Start small. Take it step by step and enjoy the freedom that comes with living in a thoughtfully organized space.